Hey guys, how you doing? Good to see you all. Hope everyone is doing well and not enjoying your break too much because I do miss you and a lot of teachers at AMS do miss you as well. But today I want to introduce to you a new concept. A new concept. I want you to pay attention, okay? Alright, we're going to talk about statistics. Alright, introduction to statistics. Basically, guys, what is statistics? Okay, what is statistics? Statistics is when you gather, when you organize, and when you collect data. Okay, again, statistics is when you organize, you analyze, and you collect data. What is data? You're collecting information. So how can we collect information? How can we collect statistics? In order to collect statistics, we need to ask questions. If I want to know information about you, I have to ask you questions. If you want to know information about anything or anybody, you have to ask questions, okay? So, again, a statistic is the science of collecting, organizing, or analyzing data or interpreting data, which is information. Again, you cannot organize or collect data without asking a question. What type of question? It has to be a statistical question. Okay? With that said, what is a statistical question? A statistical question, guys, is a question that you can ask that you won't get one answer. Alright? You won't get a single answer, but you'll get a variety of answers. Okay? Again, a statistical question is where you will ask a question, but you won't get one answer, you'll get many. You get multiple questions. So let's look here. I'm going to ask you a question. What type of cell phones do students have in your class? What type of cell phone? Is that a statistical question? Remember, a statistical question has to have multiple answers. It cannot be a yes or a no. It cannot have one answer. So is this a statistical question? I can't hear you. I want to hear you. Is it? Yes or no? All right. Yes, this is a statistical question because we can get multiple answers from this question. What type of cell phones do you have? Some of you have LG. Some of you have iPhones. Some of you have, all these types of Androids. Basically, there's multiple different types of phones, and of course, you have multiple different answers. Again, a statistical question is where you will ask a question and you will get multiple responses from that. Okay, let's look at the next question. How many desks are in the classroom? I know we're not in the classroom right now. But if I asked you how many desks were in the classroom, everybody can get up and we will all count the same amount of desks. Y'all know there are about 30 desks in that classroom. So if I ask you that question, everybody's going to say, hey, there's 30. So is this a statistical question? I can't hear you. A little louder? No, it is not a statistical question because you're not going to get multiple answers. We're all going to get the same answer from this question. Alright? Do you have a TikTok? Y'all know that TikTok, y'all be doing all them dances on. Do you have a TikTok? Is that a statistical question? I'm waiting on you. No, it is not, because this is a yes or no question. Okay, I cannot gather a lot of information from this question because I will only get a yes or a no. Remember, statistics is when you collect, you organize, and you analyze data. There's not a lot of data that I can get from a yes or no question. How much does Takis cost? I say Takis, some people say Takis. How much do Takis cost? Is that a statistical question? Waiting on you to respond. Is that a statistical question? Remember, again, a statistical question is where you can ask a question and you will get multiple responses. All right? Yes. Because some of y'all might buy your tickets from Walmart, Food Lion. You might even find them at a dollar store. Again, the prices will vary. Okay? All right? So, what are some more statistical questions? How many minutes are in your lunch period? Alright? We're all going to get the same answer. There's 20 minutes in our lunch period. Let's see. Are there any more questions? Let's see. How much does bag of pretzels cost? Again, it depends on where you buy it. We're all going to get multiple answers. So that is a statistical question. But let's get back to this last one. How much does Takis cost? Okay, this right here is called a dot plot. Okay, a dot plot, guys, is where it shows a spread of information that is distributed upon a data set. Okay, all right. But before we get to the dot plot, I want you to think of 5 statistical questions on your own. Remember, a statistical question is where you come up with multiple answers. No yes or no answers. No questions where you will only get one answer. It has to have multiple answers to it. So I want you to pause the video. Can you see the sign? Hopefully I'm not too close. Hopefully I'm not too far. But I want you to pause the video and I want you to write down 5 statistical questions of your own. All right? And once you have it, if you're able, you can email the answers to me. You can go ahead and take a picture of it. But I want you to write down 5 statistical questions of your own. Go ahead and pause the video. So I want you to, again, email me those, or you can take a picture of your questions, okay? Again, send me 5 statistical questions that you thought about on your own, okay? Now, again, let's go back to this last question. How much does Takis cost? In order to collect data, sometimes we have to draw a picture. And again, this is called a dot plot. Again, it shows the spread of data upon a data set. Let's just say Jackson said that Takis cost 50 cents. And then Jakaya said the same thing. So 2 people said 50 cents. These dots represent one entity or one person. Okay, so 2 people said it cost 50 cents. So I just put 2 dots. It's called a dot plot, so we're going to put dots. Okay, let's say here, Jalen said, hey, my Takis cost $1. Only 1 person said this. So again, I'm just going to put 1 dot on top of 1. Okay, nobody said Takis cost $2, so I'm not going to put anything there. Okay, let's look here. Estrella said, hey, Takis cost $3. Shirley said, hey, Takis cost $3. Okay? Y'all here said, hey, Takis cost $3. So I put 3 dots on top of 3 because 3 people said it cost $3. Again, we put dots because it is a dot plot. Okay? Again, 3 people said $4, so I'm going to put 3 dots. All right? And 5 people said $5, so I put 5 dots. Okay? Again, in order to collect data, you're going to have to ask multiple people questions at times if you want accurate data. All right? So somebody asked, how did I get all these dots? I had to ask people. I didn't really ask nobody. But you have to ask people the same question and gather that information in order to draw a dot plot. Okay? All right, so pay close attention. I have some more vocab words that I want to introduce to you. Okay? So, again, this is our dot plot. This is our dot plot. All right? So, one of our vocab words is peak. Say peak. All right? A peak, guys, is the highest point of our data recorder or our data set. All right? Which part is the highest point? $5. It's the highest. This is our peak. Alright? Just think about a mountain. Alright? A mountain peak is the top of the mountain. It's the highest part of the mountain. Okay? Again, peak is the highest or the greatest amount of data recorded or drawn upon your data set here. Okay? Our next vocab word is gap. Say gap. Alright, where is there a gap in our data set here? Where is there a gap? There is a gap between 1 and 3. There's a gap between 1 and 3. So this is our gap. Alright, there's a gap. What do you mean gap? There's no data in between 1 and 3. So therefore it is called a gap. Last vocab word is cluster. Say cluster. Alright, cluster is a group of data that is collected together. A group of data that's side by side. that is side by side in a group. Are there any clusters here? I want you to look. Are there any clusters in my data set? A cluster is where a group of information is just collected together. All right? And there can be more than one cluster. Okay? But in this case, $3, $4, and $5, they're all in a cluster. Okay? So this is my cluster. This is my cluster of data. Why is it my cluster?